What do we got here?
I have John F. Kennedy's cigar box he used in the White House.
Wow, Pops, check this out.
This is John F. Kennedy's cigar box.
Sure is. And inside are the remaining unsmoked cigars.
Wow, really?
John F. Kennedy brought this cigar box to the White House, so it was in the Oval Office. I own the private museum, and I'm trying to raise money to get into a bigger facility. I'm asking $95,000, but I'm not sure how low I'll go. I'm just gonna kind of feel it out when I get in there.
So where did you get it?
Mrs. Lincoln, as personal secretary, befriended a man named Robert White, and she gave quite a few items to Robert White. So I made a private deal with the White estate to buy some of the items.
All right. His personal cigar box sold for over $500,000 to the guy who owns Cigar Aficionado magazine.
It did, but he didn't use that one. This is the one he actually used. This is the auction catalog, and there is a picture in here.
Okay. The box contains 11 hand-rolled cigars wrapped in clear plastic. What do we got there?
8. There's a few missing.
So someone smoked 3 of the cigars.
Not me. That's how I got it.
Perfecto Garcia incense, is that what it says on them?
Perfecto Garcia incense, yes.
These are the ones that were left over. You know, if he would have lived, these would have been smoked.
JFK absolutely loved his cigars. And to actually have a cigar box that sat on his desk in the Oval Office is just one of those things I can only dream about. Do you have paperwork on this stuff?
Mm-hmm. It's documented by his personal secretary, Evelyn Lincoln.
All right.
She was there every day, and here you can see a description of the box.
This brown mahogany cigar box with a silver plaque was given to President John F. Kennedy by a friend on his birthday, May 29th, 1962. Okay. Do you have a receipt from White?
I don't have that with me.
See, the whole thing is, I hate it when, like, the chain of custody is broken, you know what I mean? This is one of those once-in-a-lifetime items. If I let this thing walk out the door, I'm never gonna see another one like it. How much are you asking?
Well, as you know, the other comparable one went for $500,000 or so. I need some quick cash, or else I would just put that in an auction and get 150, 200 grand, whatever it's gonna go for. I'll give it to you for $95,000.
I think the auction estimate was 100 and it didn't meet it. And you have some other documentation from the White collection that you bought all this stuff from.
I could get you a letter from Robert L. White's widow saying that I purchased the entire collection.
Okay. I'll give you 50 grand.
I can't do that.
That's cash right now.
70.
What do you think, son?
I wouldn't pay more than 50 grand, Pops. It's up to you.
I'll go 60.
All right, it's all on you. I'm out.
65 and you got a deal.
60 grand. I'll give you 30 now. Give me the rest of the paperwork. I'll give you the other 30.
Got it, man.
All right. Meet you right over there, and we'll do some paperwork.
Okay. I took 60. It's fine, because if I would have put it in an auction, I would have had to wait about 6 months. We need money now to get this new facility, so I'm good.
Here is John F. Kennedy box, 1962, sitting on the White House, Oval Office.
The desk?
At his desk.
Wow.
Hey, Rick,
What?
can you answer a couple questions for me?
Sure.
He's the one that bought it.
Hey, so what's up?
I'm interested in your cigar box.
Okay.
Well, I've got some extra money laid back, looking for something of historical sitting there to get some.
That was John F. Kennedy's. It sat on his desk in the Oval Office. This is the one he put the cheap cigars in.
I came to Vegas with my wife for a convention, and, you know, we always stop in the pawn shop just to look at the different historic things. When I first saw the cigar box, I really kind of wanted to hear the story. I love history. It's a kind of a hobby of mine. You know, maybe we can work a deal out.
The day before the whole Cuban embargo thing happened, he had Pierre Salinger go around the entire D.C. area, bought all the types of Cuban cigars he liked, and he kept those in his cigar humidor. And he put this one on his desk and put the less expensive cigars on it. These are the cigars that he was handing out that were sitting on his desk. I think they might be a little dry now. But this is the one that actually sat on his desk. I got letters and they inventoried the thing, paperwork up at the gazoo.
This is letters right from his secretary, day after he passed away. And then Robert White actually bought it, and there's paperwork on that too as well.
Yeah, you rarely get this much paperwork or something.
Once in a lifetime piece.
It really is. In terms of presidential memorabilia, this is practically the best. I mean, there will never be any more cigar boxes owned by JFK. And this is the only cigar box he placed on the Oval Office desk. And that's why it's valuable. It's a one of a kind, just like me.
What are we talking price-wise here? I mean,
You know, I'll take 80 grand for it.
80.
80,000.
I was thinking more like 60,000.
No, because I would lose money at that. His personal cigar box went for, I think, $500,000. And this is his other one. Give me 80 grand for it. I mean, it's John F. Kennedy's cigar box. I mean,
That's quite a bit of money.
it's a pretty amazing piece of history, though.
Well, what about 70?
Can you give me like 78?
72.5?
75 is what I could take. It really is. It's 75. It's a fair price. And honestly, I'm not going to go any less.
$75.
75. Write 'em up.
Like,
Got a deal, boss.
Honestly, it was pretty cool having JFK Cigar Box in the shop. And I'm a little sad letting it go. Luckily, I made $15,000 off this one deal to help me get through this difficult time.
Good afternoon.
Hi, what can I do for you, son?
I've got some top-of-the-line Cuban cigars that I believe are from the 40s in an unopened, completely sealed box.
Why don't they just make Cuban cigars in America?
Tell me that's probably one of the dumbest things she ever said.
I came to the pawn shop today to try to sell a really old box of unopened Cuban cigars. I found these cigars when I was going through some of my father's stuff. He passed away a couple of years ago. I think this box might be worth $1,000.
How'd you get these?
They were in an old war chest of my dad's from World War II. All his stuff was packed away in there. I found this box of cigars.
You like a good cigar, boss?
No, I'm not much of a cigar smoker, but these are one of the top of the line.
Right.
The natives in Cuba were smoking cigars before Christopher Columbus arrived. And now, Cuba makes some of the finest cigars in the world. And the Belvedere brand is still made today.
What I like about the box is all the seals are intact. It's, you know, like you said, it
that
came...
makes it a collectible piece with it sealed like this. After the Bay of Pigs, and we had a big disagreement with Cuba, there was an embargo set. It's still going on. We've had a trade embargo with Cuba since 1960. That's why you can't buy Cuban cigars on U.S. soil. But all the cigars made before the embargo are fair game, but they're one pricey smoke. The box is cool and it's very collectible, except for one thing.
What's that?
They probably turned to dust by now. Cigars have to be maintained in a humidor, not a trunk.
Right.
I'm sure if you open it up, the tobacco is no longer valid. It's no good. What are you trying to do with this, sir? You want to sell it?
Yeah, I'd like to sell them.
What are you looking to get out of them?
I'm thinking $600.
Well, you can keep thinking. All you have here is a collectible box. At $600, there's no way I can buy it. I'd be a buyer in the neighborhood of $50, and that's all I can go.
I was thinking at least 400.
No. If they were fresh, current Cuban cigars, it'd be about a $1,200 box.
Even unopened?
That's the only reason why I paid $50, okay?
Yeah, no, I wanted a lot more than that.
Yeah. You might just want to keep it in the family as a souvenir or whatever.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Hey, thanks a lot for bringing it in.
All right, thank you. Yeah, the guys inside thought these things are probably dried out. They could be right, but I still think it was worth more than they offered. Yeah, I'll put them out on the coffee table at home as a conversation piece, or maybe go to a cigar shop and try to sell them to somebody who'll give me a little more for them.
Hey there.
What do we have here?
This is an antique cigar store countertop cigar lighter.
Do you know what year it is?
About 1920, 1930, right in there.
Okay.
What happens is you've got this little wire at the end that jumps a spark to the rim of this reservoir, which originally would have been gasoline, and with an asbestos wick. And if it weren't unhealthy enough to be smoking cigars. I enjoy smoking cigars. It's a relaxing pastime. I want to sell it because I've got more interesting things to purchase. I'm hoping to get $1,500 today. Who doesn't like a good cigar?
So you press this down and, whoa.
Yeah.
So it actually works.
It actually does work. What I've done with it is I've actually put in some reproduction batteries that look like batteries at the time. I wanted to look correct.
Damn. Yeah, this thing is a little danger ranger. So this is basically a cigarette lighter / stun gun. Back in the early 1900s, big lighters like this could be found anywhere people bought and smoked cigars. But eventually, big lighters like this went out of fashion because they were always just a novelty to begin with. I guess the upside is they'd be tough to steal. Do you have any lighter fluid?
I do.
Okay. All right, you go ahead and do that, and I'll stand right back here.
Okay. So there's a switch on the inside so that when you go further enough, you hear that the vibration stops, so it's perfectly safe.
Yeah.
The second you go like this, it'll ignite it, and you can let your cigar off of it. When you're done, the spark activates again and then neatly snuffed away.
Okay. Some real cool 1920 technology. How much do you want for it?
I'm asking $1,500.
Whoa. I will give you this. It's in really good shape. You did some restoration work to it?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't want to take away the character of what it was used for, so I left in cigar burns, and of course the top has a great patina to the nickel finish.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you $900 for it.
$900. I think, given Vegas and having no problem with people that smoke cigars all the time, I think you'd be able to find somebody.
Okay, so how much do you want for it?
I'd do $1,300.
Okay. You know what? I'll tell you what, I'll give you $1,000 for it. I ain't gonna go up a dime more.
You got a deal.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, I'll meet you right over there.
Sounds good.
I'll admit it. This thing scares me a little bit, but cigar smokers love them. Asbestos wick and all.
What do we got?
My old cigar ad that was in a pharmacy window in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Looks kind of like my dad before his goatee.
It does.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell the first Phillips cigar ad. I want to sell it because we downsized and I really don't have room. I wouldn't take less than $5,000.
So what do you know about it?
It's from the turn of the century. It's the first one that was ever put in a pharmacy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely old. Picture 100 years ago, this was in a drugstore window. They put them in bars, anywhere that they sold this particular cigar.
Yes.
Does it say Phillips anywhere on it, or?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't surprise me that it doesn't say Phillips anywhere on it. Cigar companies were known to do that.
Mm-hmm.
There's been tobacco advertising since at least the 1700s. And in the 1950s and 60s, cigarette companies even sponsored a lot of TV shows. But after the Surgeon General linked smoking to cancer, tobacco advertising has been highly regulated since. If you look at it, the wood's already starting to crack a little bit. I mean, if you look at the nails back here, it wasn't built that well to begin with. I mean, it was built as a quick little ad thing. Old cigar or tobacco ads have a really cool artsy look, and you can definitely make a profit on them. So I'd definitely like to have it. So what'd you want to do with it?
I'd like to sell it.
Okay, well, give me an idea of what you want for it.
I would like $5,000 for this picture.
I would like a lot of things. Would you take $1,000 for it?
No, it's close to 100 years old.
No, I'll go up to $1,200 if it helps you.
You should be a comedian with that kind of an offer.
What's the least amount you're willing to take?
$5,000.
I'm gonna have to pass.
That's okay. That $1,000 offer was an insult. I definitely think you should do some more research because I think it's worth more.
How's it going?
Good, how you doing today?
Pretty good. What do we have here?
This is a cigar torch lighter, made somewhere between the late 1800s and early 1900s.
All right, so where'd you get this?
I bought it from a collector that had a bunch of tobacco products that he was collecting. Obviously, he's done some type of restoration on it.
In the United States, just about every single guy smoked cigars around 1900. We really didn't know the health effects. They used to actually advertise some cigars that they were really healthy for you.
Right. Bit of a problem. I'm at the pawn shop here today to sell my cigar torch lighter that was made in the 1900s. I've had it for about a year and a half now. I've been keeping it with my collection of other tobacco products, and it's just time to move it on into a new home. I'm hoping to sell it for $650.
This is cool. Do you mind if I take a look?
Sure.
Yeah, it looks right around 1900-ish. It's sort of like the style. Gutenkek and Mann. I've seen a few of their things before, and a lot of their stuff will say 321 cigars, because supposedly they had 321 different cigars they sold.
Interesting.
And like I said, every guy smokes cigar. I mean, there was over 10,000 brands of cigars.
That's amazing.
In 1900.
Wow.
This would have been in a really nice bar somewhere like that. You would fill this with kerosene, and this would always be lit, a little lamp.
Internal light.
And these should be, yep, probably rock wool on there. Go in there, you know, light up the cigar, and blow it out, put it back. It's very nice. It's all brass, and this is real cranberry glass. There's actually a small amount of gold they would put in this to get this color back then.
That's amazing.
Nowadays, they have different dyes that do it, but around the turn of the century, there was a teeny bit of gold they put in there.
Wow.
And it helped it turn that color. You don't mind if I take it apart, do
No,
you?
please do.
A little beat up right here.
Yeah.
We got the holes here, so it's probably bolted down to a bar top.
Okay.
No, everything's in great shape. I mean, there's a little bit of damage right here. I mean, all this stuff is super collectible. I mean, and the prices keep on going up. I'll give you that. How much do you want for it?
I'd like to get $650 for it, Rick.
Okay. I was thinking more like $350.
Do you think you can do 5?
I'll go 400.
How about 4.25? Make me feel better.
Deal.
It's a deal. Thank you.
I'll meet you right up front. We'll do some paperwork.
Perfect. I settled on $425, but I'll tell you what, it was time for it to move on. I feel it was a fair deal.
Good day, sir.
How can I help you?
I'm here with my Enterprise Star tobacco cutter.
This is actually pretty cool. You got a light?
I do not have a light. I do not smoke. I'm at the pawn shop today to sell my Enterprise Star tobacco cutter. This cutter sat on my father's desk for 50 years, and he told me that he got it out of a barn in Tennessee. This cutter is cast iron, it's pristine, has a very sharp blade, and has been lightly used. I'm asking $400 for my tobacco cutter. If I sell my tobacco cutter today, I'm going to buy a new bicycle.
It looks really cool, made out of cast iron, right?
It is.
I'm imagining this would have been late 1800s or early 1900s. This was a time when you didn't go into the store and buy a pack of cigarettes. You know, you would go in, people would buy a brick of tobacco. You would tell them, you know, I want chewing tobacco or I want pipe smoking tobacco. And the store owner would have a cake of tobacco. You'd put your tobacco in there, and if you wanted 1 inch, you'd measure it to this line. If you wanted 2 inches, you'd measure it to there. When you got your desired amount, you would just cut it down like that, and voila. It would have been a tool that they used every day, all day. Where did you get this?
It came from my late father. He found it in a barn as a young man in Tennessee.
Okay, and how long have you had it?
It sat on his desk for 50 years, so.
It actually is pretty cool sitting on a desk, you know. Cast iron seems to hold up very well. You can still see Star tobacco. This was really also a piece of advertising tool, you know. People would come in and buy tobacco, but they would see Star every time, so maybe they would want to try Star tobacco. On the bottom, does it have anything? Yes, it does. Made by Enterprise Manufacturing Company, Philadelphia, USA, patented January 20th, 1885. Overall, it looks to be in pretty good condition. So how much would you like to get for it?
I'm looking for $400.
All right, so that means you'll take $200.
I would not.
You don't have to be so firm. This is a negotiation.
This was my late father's. It means something.
Okay, well, what could you take? It's $400 is too much for me.
I'll meet you in the middle at $300.
Could we meet in the middle at $250?
We could not meet there.
Could we meet between $250 and $300 at $275?
Oh, you are a tough negotiator, and I'd say yes.
All right, well, we got a deal. Meet me over here at the front counter, and we'll write up some paperwork.
Thank you, sir. I thought this deal would go up in smoke, but I'm very happy with $275.
What do we got here?
A guitar for you. Made out of a cigar box.
All right, can I pull it out of there?
Please do. And it's signed by Sammy Hagar.
The Red Rocker.
Yep.
Where in the world did you get this?
Well, my ex-boyfriend left it when he left me, so.
Okay.
I'm coming in the shop today to try and sell my ex-boyfriend's cigar box guitar, signed by Sammy Hagar. I want to sell the guitar because I could use a little extra cash and it really doesn't mean much to me. I'm selling the guitar for $700, but the least amount I'd take is probably $400.
Sammy Hagar, a really interesting guy. He started off with Ronnie Montrose, and then Eddie Van Halen being Eddie Van Halen, kick out David Lee Roth, hire Sammy Hagar. Had a few good songs, though. Why Can't This Be Love with Van Halen was a big one. He basically, not really retired. I mean, he still tours, but he mainly is in the liquor business now and made a bunch of money with Cabo Wabo tequila, and I think a lot of people would love to be Sammy Hagar right about now.
Yeah.
Before Sammy Hagar joined Van Halen in 1985, it wasn't easy finding a replacement for fan favorite David Lee Roth. But somehow Hagar ended up being a pretty good choice. Their first album together went platinum 6 times, and they soared to levels of fame that they'd never had before. Cigar box thing is interesting. I mean, I've seen them more like an acoustic version. I don't think I've ever seen the electric version of it, which is kind of funny. Do you know anything about him signing it, or?
I don't. My boyfriend just said he signed it, so.
Okay. So what are you looking to get for it?
Thinking about $700.
700? I guess first thing I need to do, though, is I need to find out if the signature's real. So I'm gonna have a buddy of mine come down and take a look at it. Then I'm actually gonna have to have another friend of mine come by and tell me what the guitar's worth. So do you mind if I go make some phone calls and?
No, I don't mind.
Yeah, well, why don't you hang out and I'll be right back, okay?
I'm kind of nervous about the expert coming in because I really don't know for sure if the signature is real or not.
That's pretty cool. I mean, you know, the thing about Sammy, he toured forever. I mean, he toured through the 70s, 80s, 90s. I mean, he's still touring. And he's been pretty good to the fans through the years. I mean, there's times when he doesn't like signing. Most of the time he does, though. The years with Van Halen, he was probably one of the nicer guys in the band, so he usually made it a point to sign for collectors. Sammy Hagar is a former lead man for Van Halen. He had his own solo career, really famous musician. I mean, when I listen to Van Halen, I like the Hagar stuff better. Couldn't stand David Lee. I can't stand him. Yeah, this guy's pompous.
So what do you think?
Obviously, taking a look at his autograph, signs it fast. I mean, he just jots it as fast as he can. But, you know, his signature is usually dominated by this very large S. And so we start to take a look at that. This S comes all the way down, loops it all the way back through, and he goes into his last name. And I see kind of all those characteristics here. So all pretty good signs, Corey.
Okay. So would you say it's real?
Signature is definitely authentic.
All right, well, that's good to know.
But, you know, the one thing I would tell you is in terms of, like, his signature, it's not super rare. The guy's usually been pretty accessible, and he's always usually been pretty good about signing. So if you're looking at a signature, about $60, $70. It's a nice piece. I have no idea what this is worth. It does add value, though. You know, the whole thing, contextually, is really nice together.
Okay, I appreciate you coming down.
Good luck.
Thank
Nice
you.
seeing you. Yeah, good luck. You bet.
I was hoping the value would be a little bit higher, but I'm hopeful that the value of the guitar will be a little bit more than I was told the autograph was worth.
Steve was just in. It is Sammy Hagar's signature.
That's cool.
I've seen acoustic versions of the cigar box guitars. I've never seen an electric one with an amp.
No, and it's a ukulele. That's pretty cool.
Okay. Hey, so what's the story with the cigar box guitar?
I mean, cigar box stuff, it's just kind of a fad right now, believe it or not. A lot of guys are building these. I guess guys back in the day used to build them like this when they didn't have any money. They would just make an instrument, and a cigar box is wood, you know? You're halfway there, I guess, kind of.
Gotcha.
This one's done really well, though, man. What do you really need to know about it?
You know, I kind of just need to know what it's worth.
Well, you know, I sell ones that aren't built as well as this one in my shop. We get $350, $400 for them, so, I mean, if we had ones built like this and this nice, we'd probably put them in the shop at, you know, $500, $600. It's not like, it's not built cheaply, it's sturdy. You know, it doesn't feel like a lot of these, you feel like you're gonna rip it apart just holding it because they feel kind of flimsy, but this is done really good.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming down.
Not a problem at all.
Thank you.
Thanks. If Corey gets into this the right way, you know, it's a good buy. It's got a signature on it, it's built well, it looks really neat with the case and all the painting and everything on it. You know, somebody might just want to buy it to hang it in their living room or something.
Okay, so you heard what my guys had to say, which, quite frankly, was a lot more than I thought it would be. What are you looking to get out of it?
I was thinking 700.
I'm thinking probably 300 bucks.
300?
I'm thinking 300.
I'm thinking 6.
I'd go about 350. I gotta make money on it, too.
Oh, about 555.
Nope. I just won't do it. I'll tell you what. I'll do 400.
425.
Nope. No, don't even ask for more. That's just the most I could do.
Okay, I'll do 4.
All right. Meet me over there. We gotta do some paperwork.
Okay. I'm taking the $400 because it's probably the best thing I got out of that relationship anyhow.
What do we have here?
We have a turn of the century tobacco cigar store trade stimulator.
It's a donkey, Rick.
I know that it's a donkey, okay? And I've actually seen these things before.
Every time you look in the mirror.
I have a donkey cigar trade store stimulator. My parents were Holocaust survivors and opened a secondhand store in 1955. And this is where this stimulator came from. And I'm hoping to get $4,000 today.
Pretty cool. What exactly is it?
It was like a trade stimulator. If you're a retailer, you sold a lot of this guy's cigars, they'd probably give you one, you put it on the counter. It was a cute little game you could play with the customers at the counter. This was basically a coin flipping game. Give me that. All right, so heads or tails, chum?
Tails.
You see the little tail there? See its ears?
Yeah.
All right, you definitely got tails.
Oh, it wiggles. Okay.
Yeah, you got a 50-50 shot each time. It had a little cigar cutter right here, which was obviously for very small cigars. Press the button.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, that was about it. They were cast iron, they were inexpensively made. They were hoping this would stimulate the sale of cigars. So how much you want for this?
I was thinking around 4,000.
Okay, your price is pretty high, and these things are highly faked.
Okay, well, I don't think it is a fake, because it did come from 1955.
Let me have someone come in here and look at this thing. Give me a few minutes.
Sure. Let's see what happens.
It's not fake if you can touch it, Rick.
I deal with an ass every day.
I don't think it's fake.
I don't either. He's a jackass.
Hey, Rick, what's going on?
How you doing? Sorry, he's first and second. You just happen to be second today. I'm Rick. How are you?
All right, pleased to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Okay, so you've seen these before, right?
Yeah, trade stimulators, pretty popular. I mean, they made so many different ones. I mean, they made little slot machines. They were all around cigarettes and cigars and all that stuff. It was just to stimulate the product that they were selling. So this was cigars. But what it also did was it was like a gambling device. So the guys would put these in their shop. Besides getting a free cigar, if you won heads or tails, they also bet. I mean, they could get a lot of money. Inside, it's got a divider where it says, come up to the head or go to the tail. And when a ball goes through there, it hits something that just moves this, just a bar.
Is it real? Is it a recast? Because I know every one of these are copied nowadays. And
Yeah.
they've been copied for decades.
Most of the trade stimulators that I see and that I pick up were bought at an auction, and they're very collectible. So where'd you guys find this?
My father bought it. He had an antique store and sporting goods shop, and it was in a box for years and years and years.
It's got stove head bolts in it. It looks in great condition. But to me, the thing that I had a debate about is the crispness of this casting. I think it's too nice, too cut. This is all too perfect. I mean, if this was 1900s, it'd look a lot worse than that. I don't care what you did to it to keep it nice. It's too nice. It should have been rusted, and the casting's wrong. So I think it's fake.
Well, thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
You bet.
All right.
Anytime.
Now you want to shake my hand.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, thank
Sorry.
you.
Okay.
See you later, Rick.
You bet, guys. See you.
It is what it is, you know.
Okay, so unfortunately, it is not an original from like 1900. When I first saw it, I just thought it was like too good to be true. The
Sure.
original ones were just literally rusting a day after they were manufactured.
Okay.
It's cute. It's really cool. It reminds me of him.
Ha.
But
Okay.
it's
Well,
not for me. It's a reproduction.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Well, have a nice day, man. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And thank you, too.
I wish it was real.
I wish it was, too. I'm disappointed we weren't able to make a deal today because, you know, I thought it was real. But I accept the expert's opinion.
Hey, how can I help you?
I have these cigar box labels, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, these are old cigar labels.
Saw a couple presidents on there, a couple old guys.
This is something you would definitely not see nowadays, politicians putting their names on tobacco products. Back then, they had to find something to get their name out there.
They didn't have no tweeter.
You mean Twitter?
Okay.
I decided to come in the pawn shop today to sell my collection of cigar box labels. I have no idea what they're worth or anything, but I just want to make some money off them, to be honest with you. That's really the only reason I bought them.
These are pretty neat. Do you know much about them?
Absolutely nothing. My mom had me garage selling with her. The whole book was $3, so I figured what the hell, I'd pick it up.
You know, smoking's bad for you, but back then, that's what people did. You would go into a store and they were kept behind the counter, but they always had like a box sitting on the counter. And generally that box was the one with the coolest artwork on it.
Okay.
And there was a lot of competition. They were constantly changing the name of their cigars just so they could put new artwork on there and make it a little different. Back in the early 1900s, cigar smoking was incredibly popular, and cigar manufacturers did whatever they could to get new customers. Labels like these were a great way to get your brand to stick out. They're all in remarkably good shape. Most of these are like 1910-ish, except for this one right here. You gotta realize it was only made for a few months in the summer and fall of 1900. McKinley and Roosevelt were running for president and vice president. This was made with stone lithography, and they started adding gold leafing. The process to do it was expensive.
Yeah.
The artwork on these things is something that's really, really collectible.
It's awesome.
So how much are we looking to get at them?
How about 300?
So you can just make 100 times what you paid for them?
Hey, I gotta start somewhere.
They don't go for a lot of money, and they sit around for a long time. I'll give you 50 bucks.
I need a little bit more, man. I'll knock off 100, $200.
I'll tell you what, I don't have time to dance around all day. I'll give you 100 bucks. That's my final offer. Take it or leave it.
I'll do it.
Okay, all right, I'll meet you right up front up here.
Okay, cool. I paid $3, so I think I'm a winner. I'm gonna go out tonight.